Yes, everyone. How are you all? I hope everyone is doing absolutely fine. May 2025 exam is over, and I wish all the students who have written the exam in May 2025 attempt best wishes for your result. Now we should focus on those students who will be writing the exam in September 2025 attempt. And only 100 days are left for September 2025 exam. If you are planning to write in September 2025 exam, you should plan right now. You should start your revision right now. Otherwise, it will be too late to start. Got this point? In this video, we'll discuss 100 days plan, how to prepare CA final for September 2025 exam. Also, we'll discuss how to revise effectively 2 times CA final financial reporting paper in these 100 days. But before we start a discussion, one small suggestion to all the students who have written their exam in May 2025. Only one small suggestion, that if you think whatever exam has gone, if you have inside your corner, inside the corner of your heart, if you think that there is a less probability of passing either one group or both group in May 2025 exam, I will suggest that you also start again right now, because once the result will come, I will say then number of days left will be less. So if you think that probability to pass in May 2025 exam either in one group or in both group is less, if you think that, don't waste much time. Start with a subject in which you feel that that exam has not gone well, and believe me, if you pass, nothing has been wasted. If you study something extra, can I say it will help you in your interview, it will help you in future. Just try to understand whatever I have understood from whatever question paper has came in the last exam. Most of the students have found difficulty in audit, and if there is a little chance that in your mind you are thinking that you will not be able to crack audit exam, start preparing audit again. Don't waste much of your time right now. Don't wait for the result. If the result is positive, happy, can you say whatever you have studied extra in audit, that will help you somewhere. But if suppose by any means you are not able to pass in the May 2025 exam, can I say you have already prepared for audit or any other subject, you have already planned for that. This is the planning. This actually planning is required for CA final student. If you can plan this way, believe me, next attempt you'll pakka pass. Now let us discuss how to plan your CA final preparation for the coming 100 days. So of course, you can see we have effectively 3 months. June, July, August, full month we have, and in May we have some number of days. So of course we have effective 100 days. Now if you are planning to study 8 hours per day, let us think like that. If you are planning to study 8 hours per day, you have 800 hours. If you are planning to study 10 hours per day, you have effectively 1000 hours. And if you are planning to study 12 hours per day, you have 1200 per hours. And of course, if you increase it beyond 12, you have more number of hours. But right now, I'm not saying whether you should study 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. That you decide. Because if I will say you study 12 hours, you will never study. I need to give you how much hours is actually required for clearing the exam. And of course, I'm assuming right now that you have not started your revision, and I'm assuming that you have completed your classes. You have already completed your classes. These two assumptions I am taking. If you have not completed your classes, you should complete your classes as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Correct? But how much time you have, that you need to understand. If you are planning 8 hours per day, you have 800 hours. If you are planning 10 hours per day, you have 1000 hours. And if you are planning for 12 hours, you have what? 1200 hours. And if you can increase to 13 hours, 14 hours, the number of hours will increase. Got this point? Yes, sir. Now coming to whether you are adding single group, both group, I have planned for both. Now, if you are adding single group, so from my point of view, if you want to do two revision, how much hours you should give to each subject? So for FR, AFM audit, first revision, you should give at least 180, 150, 120 hours. First time revision, correct? For FR, what always we think that if you can complete, just try to understand, we complete our FR regular class at 250 hours around. So you can easily revise the FR at 180 to 200 hours. 180 to 200 hours. So I have given 180 hours. You can increase it as per your own requirement. But minimum you should give 180, not less than that. You can increase it to 200 hours or 250 hours. It is your choice. But I am giving you minimum. You should not decrease this number of hours. So first revision for FR 180, AFM 150, audit 120. For second revision, once you plan second revision, it should be FR 120, AFM 100 and audit 80 hours. It means total you can see 750 hours. 750 hours. It means, can you see, if you are studying 8 hours per day, you can easily complete two time revision. Two time revision. Are you able to understand what I am saying? But if you want to do third revision also, or right now your class is not completed and you require extra time to complete the classes, I will say shift from 8 hours to 10 hours. Means my recommendation that if you are writing single group, you should study 10 hours from now. My recommendation, because I will, if I am in your place, I'll go for 3 revision. I'll go for 3 revision if I am writing only one group. If I am writing only single group, I'll try to score high marks. So to score high marks, I will say more revision required, more efficiency required, and to get that effectiveness, I need to revise 3 times. But what I just want to say right now, that if you want to complete only 2 revision, it is 750 hours required, which can be easily done in 750, which can be easily done if even though you are studying 8 hours per day, it is feasible. But then also I will recommend you, if suppose you have not completed your classes right now, or you want 3 times revision for each subject, go for 10 hours per day. Go for 10 hours per day, correct? And if you can go to 12 hours per day, then you are welcome. I will not say that don't study for 12 hours. You can of course study for 12 hours per day, but recommendation is what? From my point of view, 10 hours per day. Now coming to both group, already I have said about single group. Now coming to both group, of course, can I say, if you are writing both group, already you have planned your revision. Already you have planned your revision, and from my point of view, some of the subject you have already revised. Then also I am assuming that suppose you have completed your classes, until now you have not started your revision, then whether it is possible to complete 2 time revision in this 100 days? Of course possible. Of course possible. So what I have done, I am assuming that you are revising for the first time all the subject. From my point of view, if you are writing both groups, so already you have completed some portion of revision is already completed for some subject, correct? So if you have not yet started, then also 2 time revision is possible. How it is possible, that you need to understand, correct? Yes sir. For first revision 150 hours, not less than that. If you want to give higher number of hours, your choice, but minimum 150 hours. AFM 100, audit 100, DT 150, IDT 100, and IBS I will say in the first revision you plan IBS 50 hours. This time you can understand IBS was the most toughest paper. IBS you should plan effectively, and can I say IBS I have given 50 hours. So if you want to do case studies, means I will always suggest for IBS, do solving case study wise. Take some case study from ICS study material, RTP, MTP, and solve it. So 4 hours for each case study, 50 divided by 4, effectively 12 case study you can complete. 12 case study you can complete. I have given this minimum. If you want to increase it, your choice, correct? So it means 650 hours required for first revision. Second revision, of course we need to complete 2 time revision. That is must rule. 2 time minimum revision required. Okay. Now FR 100, AFM 80, audit 60, DT 100, IDD 60, and then again I have given for IBS 30 hours. Again I have given. Then you can revise more case study for IBS. Got this point? So it requires 430, means approximately you can see total numbers of hours is 1080 hours. 1080 hours, and you can see it is possible only if when you study 10 hours per day. So if you are writing both group, I will say 10 hours is minimum. You can't go for 8 hours per day. If you are writing both group, now 10 hours per day, I will recommend that you should study 12 hours. Because someday 12 hours, someday 10 hours chalega. But every day 10 hours, it will be risky. So I will say that you should plan 12 hours per day. So can I say, someday you can study for 10 hours, someday 11 hours, someday 12 hours, and effectively it will be more than what? 1000 hours. So my suggestion, 10 hours to pakka. You can't go, you can't plan less than that. 8 hours, it will be too risky. You will not be able to complete each subject 2 times. Correct? What I have said that even though you have completed some portion till date, means some revision is already completed, then also I will say study 10 hours per day. Then go for third revision. Suppose you have already revised 50% of both group. I will say now better plan third revision. Why you are not planning third revision? So in this 1000 hours, so you can easily complete two time revision. But then also I will recommend you that you study 12 hours per day. If you are reading both group, my recommendation, my suggestion, 12 hours per day from day one. Understood? Yes, sir. Correct. In this way, you can effectively complete your 2 time revision for both group. Got this point? Now coming to those students, this is a special point. Any student who are working, means how many hours study required if you are working. Can I say if you are working somewhere, of course you can't leave the job. There are many students who are doing job and then writing exam. For them, special discussion. For them, special discussion. That of course I can understand that you can't leave job right now. But I have taken one assumption that you are writing only one group. If you are writing both group, go for that. Because of course if you are writing both group, we have already planned for that. But if you are writing single group, you should plan how to plan that I can say. Okay. So of course in this one assumption I have taken that in the coming 3 months, 2 months, you are not leaving your work, and last 1 month you will be in leave period. Of course 1 month, last 1 month you should take leave. I always suggest the last 1 month you should be without any other commitment, so that you can focus on exam. Focus will come when you can relax and think only about what your final preparation. Okay. So can you say with job you have 70 days and during leave period you have 30 days approximately. Now when you are going for job, so Monday to Saturday I have given only 3 hours. You need to study only for 3 hours. You can study 2 hours in the morning and 1 hour in the evening, chalega. I am given minimum. If you can study more than that, always welcome. This is the minimum I am saying. Minimum you need to study 3 hours. So 61 into 3, it is 183 hours. Sunday, I am not giving more because I know one day will be relaxed. 6 days you are working. The last Sunday you can't concentrate much. So I am not giving you 10 hours, 12 hours like that. I am giving you 8 hours. 4 hours in the morning time, 4 hours in the evening time. In between you can do some other work, whatever. Correct now? So 9 into 8. It means you have 72 hours. Means during 70 days you have only 250 hours, 5 hours. Now last month, 30 days, you need to study for 12 hours per day. This much commitment I require. Not 10, not 8, not 12 hours. Okay. So last month, because can I say, you need to pass in the coming attempt now. So you need to give some more number of hours. And out of 24 hours, I just want only 50% of time. Not more than that. So 12 hours, 360 hours. Total you have 633 hours. Now whether we can complete 1 time revision, 2 time revision, or 3 time revision, that we need to understand. Correct now? So already I have assumed that you are writing only one group, and that too group 1, group 2, because I teach FR, so I can focus on group 1. Means you can of course adjust this entire planning if you are writing second group. Okay, yes sir. Now FR require 120 first time revision. Correct. So what assumption I have taken? One more assumption I have taken, because if you are going for job, so it means this is not your first attempt. Means earlier you have already written and you have done some bit of revision earlier also. On that basis, first revision 120 hours, AFM 120 hours, audit 80 hours, total require 320 hours. Second revision 100, 160, 260, and you can see this total is coming how much? This total is coming 580 hours. Means, can I say possible? Possible, and you have extra 53 days. You have extra 53 days. Means if you just go with this plan, means if you follow my suggestion, you have approximately 633 hours, and you can complete two-time revision in 580 hours, correct? And 53 hours surplus, that again you can concentrate on those subjects in which you are weak. I will suggest go for this, and this time you will pakka pass. This is my suggestion. I hope you have understood whatever I want to say, correct? Got this point? So if you are writing in September 2025 for the first time, I have given the plan, correct? If you are writing for second time, third time, whatever, and you are going for job, of course I am not saying leave the job, but last month my suggestion, leave the job. Leave the job means take a leave. Take a leave. Okay, yes sir. Now coming to FR revision plan, you can see FR revision planner, it will be based on number of hours. How much number of hours you are going to give for FR? So 180 hours, 150 hours, 120 hours, 100 hours. You can see I have also given that only for this 180, 120, 150, 100, means each category I have planned. Means of course if it is 180 hours, how much hours required? Chapter wise I have allocated. Chapter wise. Normally what happens when we start our revision, we don't know how much hours should be given to each chapter. But the chapter which require less number of hours will give eventually more number of hours, and at the end will be left with some less number of hours for the bigger chapters. Quite possible. And what is the way of revision? How to, in which order we should revise? That also we don't know. Correct? So my suggestion is that I have divided the entire FR subject in 8 parts. You can see part 1, these are the Indias to be covered. Part 2, these Indias. Part 3, this. Means revise in this order. First revision should be in this order. Second revision, you can revise based on ABC analysis or as per your choice. But first revision you should do in this order. First part 1, and you can see part 1, these are the chapters, you should do this Indias first. Then come to second part, then come to third part, then come to fourth part, then fifth part, then sixth part, then seventh part, and then eighth part. And you can see everywhere I have given chapter wise hours. How much hours required for Indias to 2 hours. If you have allocated 180 hours, but if you have allocated 150 hours, then you should give not more than 1.5 hours, because you need to complete in 150 hours. It means 1.5 hours is sufficient to revise Indias 2. Got this point? So this is the entire revision planner for FR, and believe me, if you follow this, you will be able to revise effectively all the chapters. Correct? You can see part 1 allocation also you give part 1 25 hours. So when you are revising part 1, in which all the chapters you have, you should think about 25 hours. That 25 hours you need to complete part 1. And suppose now after part 1 you want to revise part 3, you don't want to revise part 2, chalega. So part 3 30 hours. So part 3 is what? This financial instrument chapter, not more than 30 hours. But if you are in this category 26 hours. If you are in this category, then 19 hours. If you are in this category, then 16 hours. Suppose you are doing second revision. So second revision you can see 120 hours only for this, and for both group it is 100 hours. That also I have allocated. If for second revision 120 hours and 100 hours. So how much time you should give chapter wise, that is also given. Believe me, this will really help you to plan your FR revision, first revision and second revision effectively. And this will really help. This will, I will say, save you a lot of time. You can download this entire revision planner from my Telegram channel. The link of the Telegram channel is given in the description of this video. You can download from there. Got this point? Yes, sir. I hope I have covered all the points which will help you to plan your 100 days CA final preparation. Only last suggestion, what I just want to give you all, that be self-motivated. Be self-motivated, because if you are not motivated to study, no one can motivate you. You are the only person who can create your life. You are the only person who can destroy your life. Now, based on that, take your decision whether you want to become CA in the coming attempt. Not if you want to become CA in the coming attempt, I will say take your decision on a rational basis. Whether you want to study 8 hours per day, 10 hours day, 10 hours per day, or 12 hours per day, everything is upon you. Everything is upon you only. We can only guide you. We can only just show you the road. You need to walk alone in that road. So I can only guide you which road you should take. But in that road, you should walk alone and reach the path, reach your goal that is required. Got this point? My all the best wishes to everyone who are preparing for September 2025 exam. I'll come back soon with some more tips about how to prepare for September 2025 exam. Okay, sir. Thank you very much. We'll meet again. Till then, bye bye. Enjoy your remaining day. Bye bye. Love you all.